Think you crazy, say you hate me. Sean play crazy like why you hate me. You pray for better is what you asking for. I give you better than what you asking for.
All righty. Hey, welcome to Barbershop.talk podcast. Now, this is the podcast where our topics come from the conversation in the barbershop on Saturday. That's right. If you talked about it on Saturday, we're talking about it tonight. Now, we in Out the Way studio here in Indianapolis, and I am not in the studio alone. I'm here with my co-host, and that is KC.
Thank you, J. Rod. It is a pleasure to co-host Barbershop.talk podcast here in Out the Way Studio. And like J. Rod said, if it comes up on Saturday, it goes down on this podcast. Now, in the beginning was the word, and it was spread by the yard birds, and it touched all those who had heard from the inner city to the suburb. And that word is Pinky, as in Pinky and the Brain. Donald Trump wants to be the evil ruler of the world, so we don't care about all the illegal and immoral acts he did through Epstein.
They don't love you like they say they do. Nah, shit.
All righty.
Love you like.
Let's go ahead and get started. Now, what'd you say, Casey? Pinky?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that cartoon, Pinky and the Brain.
That cartoon must have been way back. I mean, like way back.
Yeah, it was about this guy who was obsessed with being the evil ruler of the world.
Oh, okay. I get it. Hey, before we get started here, Casey, I just want to remind our listeners and thank them again for allowing us to be voted one of the most entertaining podcasts, and we will keep our little display right here.
Yes.
Now, I also want to say this, Casey. Now, you do know for a fact we got a goodie bag to go along with that. Here's our goodie bag. And that was filled up with coupons, gift certificates, things that we can get from different merchants, right?
Yes.
And I know I should have asked you first, but I was at Costco, so I took something out the bag and I bought some of their cashew peanuts or cashew nuts. Fantastic, Casey.
Is that right?
Yeah, matter of fact, I left some out for you.
Okay.
You know, and these are full cashews, and it has sea salt on them.
Oh.
Yeah, so I thought it was fantastic because you can see I ate half the jar already. Now, I may be paying for that a little later. But they were so good, I just couldn't stop.
Yeah, that's a lot to consume in less than a week, Jay, right?
Well, I know. I just couldn't help it, Casey. I couldn't help it.
I can't stop either.
See, I told you it was good. I told you it was good. So one thing I do want to say, if our listeners, if you are not a member of Costco, you may want to go ahead and get a membership. They had different levels of membership. Just find one to fit your budget. And I'm telling you, their products are superb. And like I said, we got these cashew nuts, and they are fantastic. Now, we will continue to get things out the goodie bag and then try them and bring them here in Out the Way studio and let you know our thought on them. Now, we're saying that Casey, I also want to remind our listeners, if they want to subscribe, please do so. You know, we appreciate it if you do that. Yeah, so if you like
our support.
Yeah, if you like our content, just go ahead and like and share, and feel free to subscribe.
What's not to like?
You may be setting us up for failure there, Casey. But there is one thing I do want to talk about, because it seems like in the United States, Christianity is coming back up. I'm a Christian. I'm a good Christian. Are you know what I'm talking about, Casey?
Yeah, there's only two good Christians in the United States. It ain't all these people that's bragging about.
You're absolutely right. And what kills me is that here are the phrases that I just really dislike because they use it in the wrong way. You know, thank you, Jesus, and that's the blessing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the moment. You know, first of all, don't thank God because God didn't contribute to that.
Right. Like at a sporting event. Like he cared whether or not if you made a basket, scored a touchdown, or hit a home run.
That is correct.
You got more pressing things to do.
I agree. Now, this video or this clip is going to illustrate exactly what I'm talking about. They take it a little bit too far. And I want you to listen to the kids when they talk to the mother.
Yeah.
Where that food come? Oh, Lord. Y'all, come out. Come out. Hurry up. Hurry up. Y'all, come here. I don't know. Ain't this stealing? Shut up, girl. Get the food. Get the food and be quiet, man. Damn, Brady, come on. It's stealing. That's a blessing.
All right, now what kills me is that it was food groceries delivered at the wrong address, and the lady said, "Oh, this is a blessing," and the kids are going like, "We're stealing, we're stealing." She said, "Shut up! It's a blessing."
I'm inclined to agree with the woman. It is a blessing.
Get out of here!
And I don't know. They ain't stealing this at their house, right?
It was
How are
delivered.
you stealing something that's at your house?
It was delivered at the wrong address, Casey.
We don't know that. And it might have been divine intervention.
Oh my
God! God said, "Hey, I don't care what that GPS says. Send it right here."
Okay, all right, okay.
That's a blessing.
That is not a blessing. Now I can tell you, it wasn't there, right? Because she was rushed to get that in the house. Hurry up! Shut up and just put it in the house.
Well, you can't look the other way on God's blessing. You gotta act quick.
All right, he's proving my point.
Thank you, Jesus.
All right, okay, all right. Now, saying that, we're going to kind of stay on the same lines here, Casey, because some of our listeners sent in and they want us to make a decision: was the person right or wrong?
Okay.
Can you believe that? They asking us, well, who was right and who was wrong? Now, it's very dangerous to ask us that question.
Yeah.
But since they gave us the challenge, we're going to talk about it. Now, on this one, apparently, it's a date. They're on the first date, so that's the background. Okay. Here we go.
On this date, talking to your son the whole time. I didn't even know you were gonna bring a kid with you. What's up with that? So hold on. So you just brought me out to take you and your kid out to eat?
Damn right. Yep. Use your money, your pocket.
I mean, so you really brought your son on a date? I mean, come on, man. And you're gonna order appetizer, you order everything, whatever. So what we supposed to be doing after this? I thought we had plans after the date. Okay, Ben. That's what's up. So you don't hear me now?
But that tastes
Yo.
We're talking.
Look, you've been on this date talking to your son the whole time. I didn't even know you were gonna bring a kid with you. What's up with that? So hold on. So you just brought me out to take you and your kid out to eat?
Damn right. Yep. Use your money, your pocket.
So what we doing after this? Are we dropping him off to his daddy's or what? What we doing?
Nope.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
Peace.
Peace. Yo, excuse me, sir. Hey, can you that check?
And little kid go like, "Peace out."
Yeah.
But at the end of this video, the guy told the waiter to split the check. All right. So we're going to talk about this a little bit, Casey.
Yeah.
Because I want to know. Okay, first we're going to talk about the girl. Was she right of bringing her child to the first date?
Absolutely not, unless she discussed that previously with the guy, which she apparently didn't. So absolutely not. That was inappropriate.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, you can't be bringing your kids to the first date if you didn't set up. Now, it could have been if she would have talked to the guy. He would say, "Well, I tell you what, why don't we just have our first date at Chuck E. Cheese?"
Exactly.
See, that would have been
one
right.
of these pizzas. We're all gonna eat that nasty stuff.
And I tell you another thing I thought was wrong on the female side, because apparently they got a lot of food. Once you start stacking plates, you got a lot of food that night.
And then there was something else that bothered me, right? Apparently she had done this before, because you heard the little boy chime in, "Peace."
Yeah.
Like, he knew what time it was.
He said, "Me and my mom got this down pat."
Yeah.
It's one other thing I do have to point out that I did not like in the video is that the woman seemed like she had a dislike for the man when she told him, "We're talking."
Yeah.
And she's talking about me and my child is talking. Just the way that she did it and put her hand out. This is a situation where I think she was completely wrong.
Well, I think she was completely wrong in a lot of it. But I think the brother was right in this particular scenario to say separate checks.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, I have to agree with that too. Now, some people, I would imagine, just would have left completely, left with the whole check. Excuse me, ma'am, I got to take a phone call. I'll be right back.
Now, I wouldn't have done that. I'd have paid for my food.
Well, I got you. I got you. I said some folks.
Yeah, but the way her arrogance and the way she seemed to be annoyed with him, and obviously her lack of interest in him.
Yes.
Yeah, it warranted him saying, "You know what? You pay for you and yours, and and I'll pay for mine.
All right, listeners, you got our opinion there. You got who we feel was right and who we feel was wrong. Now, we're going to go ahead and go to our next one, Casey. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to talk about the people in the video and determine who we think was right and who do we think is wrong. Here we go.
Babe, if I lost both of my arms and legs, would you still be with me?
How the fuck I'm gonna be with you if you ain't got no arms and legs?
What do you mean? Like, we already together and something happened, and so now I don't have arms or legs.
I don't think you should play like that.
I'm not playing. Just answer the question.
What would I do with you if you ain't got no arms and no legs?
The same thing you doing me with arms and legs.
Give me a hug. No.
See?
All right, now give me a hug. Hell no. I can't do it.
Why? It's the same thing. We both just hugged each other.
You ain't hug me.
Yes, huh?
With what?
All it takes is for me to lose a limb, and now you gone too.
Now you saying lose a limb. Before, you talking about all four.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me I gotta pick your little ass up and carry you everywhere we go? I gotta sit you in the seat. I gotta take you in the house. I gotta put you in the tub. I ain't doing all that shit.
Why would you abandon somebody you claim you love just because they go through some shit?
Baby, that ain't going through some shit.
That is going through some shit.
You done lost some shit. A lot of shit.
So?
What the fuck you want me to do about that?
What do you mean? I expect you to do what you still doing, which is love me.
How we gonna go to the club?
We can still go to the club.
How?
Wait, what?
What do you mean?
What the fuck you gonna do in the club with no
I'm
arms
gonna
and no legs?
dance.
Dance with who?
You.
What kind of dancing?
Gyrating.
What the fuck is to do that again?
I'm be gyrating.
Not with me.
Yes, huh? It's just arms and legs. Damn. You act like I lost my brain cells, my damn half of my heart. Like,
if you got bad enough luck to lose your arms and legs, ain't no fucking telling what's going next. How we gonna do what we like to do?
What you mean? Everything else still intact.
Yeah, but you can't bend over. I gotta pick you up and put you on the bed and shit. So if you lose your legs, you probably ain't got no ass either.
What they gotta do with your legs?
I'm just saying. You want me, full arms, full legs, to be with you with no arms and no motherfucking legs.
Yes.
What the fuck am I gonna do with that?
Because it's your fault I don't have them.
How the fuck is my fault?
I don't know. That's why it's hypothetical. Now I'm blaming you. Now what you gonna do? You gonna barbecue or you gonna mildew?
What the fuck you talking about?
Are you gonna be with me or not?
Or not?
Casey, what does barbecue or mildew mean?
I'm trying to understand. It did sound smooth, though. It did sound smooth.
I did like it.
I'm going to use it.
All right, so I'll let you go first. We're going to talk about the male.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one that said like, no can do.
Now, I'm going to say this, J-Rod.
Okay.
He was wrong.
He was wrong?
And let me explain.
All right.
Number one, when you're in a relationship, you got to learn how to pick your battles. Don't get in no fight over something that ain't ever going to happen, right? You lie and say, yes, I'll still be with you, even though you know the answer is no, okay? The probability of her surviving an incident in which she loses all four of her limbs is 0.000000001. So ain't no point in having a fight over that. And then if that did happen, you're going to leave her. All you got to do is just walk away. She can't follow you.
No, she can't follow you. That is horrible.
Yeah, that she would lose her limbs? Okay. That she would lose her limbs? Yes, that is.
All right, I'll take a different path.
Yeah.
Because I think the guy was absolutely right. He was honest. He was saying, look, if you lose all four of them, I'm stepping. I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose one, I'll probably stick around. He made that clear. If he said, wait a minute, first you said one, now you're talking about a limb one. So I like his honesty. He was just upfront. You know, he was eating his meal, didn't get upset. I think he was brilliant.
No. Let me ask you a question, J-Rod.
Okay.
What kind of night you think he had that night?
well,
now, had he said, of course I'll be with you, baby, you're going to have a great night. Don't give up a great night for some honesty.
KC. That is horrible. Okay, all right. So okay, that's our take.
Okay, one final analogy.
Well, let's hope this. I hope it's final.
That situation is the same as when your lady asks you, "Do this dress make me look fat?" J. Rod,
Hmm?
you gotta pick your battles. No, it doesn't. Right? It's the same thing.
Oh, I see. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was very touchy.
Mhm.
It didn't convince me, but it was very touchy.
I'm gonna have a good night.
All right, so we're going to go to the next one, and this one also with the dating. This is on the first date.
Mhm.
All right, so let's check this one out.
All right.
Hey y'all, are the checks gonna be together or separate?
You gonna let me hit that tonight?
This is our first date.
It'll be separate.
Oh.
Okay.
You want to go first?
Okay. I'll go first on this
All
one.
right.
All right.
Mhm.
Right idea, wrong method. Yeah, I like the idea. The method was wrong. I mean, no, it could have been a little bit more subtle than that. Now, of course, it's not the you don't. It's not a transaction, right? It's not that I take you to dinner, then you entitle me to something else, right?
Right.
In reality, the first date, the first dinner, is to get to know one another, to see if you want to do it.
Exactly.
Now, if the chemistry is really kicking, and you guys made a decision, all right, we're gonna go ahead and do this, then so be it. But I don't think that since she kind of refused on the first one, he wants the separate checks.
Yeah, first of all, it was awfully inappropriate for him to ask her that at that moment.
Oh, I agree with you there.
And like you said, the first date is about two people getting to know each other to see if they should continue seeing each other.
Right.
And so it's not about, trying to hook up and score. Now, if that ended up happening, fine. But that should not be the objective of the first date.
That's right. Right. I got a feeling later on tonight you're gonna hear this from him. He's gonna be crying all night. That was a bad move.
Yeah, it was.
Bad move. All right. So we're gonna move on here, Casey.
Yes.
That was the first one. Here it is. Now this one I think somebody's gonna narrate. It's still around a dating scenario.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna have you listen in closely because there's more narrative this time around.
Was wrong. You go on a date with this guy that you went on a date with before. This is y'all second date. Things are going really, really well. Y'all vibing. Y'all having a good time. Y'all living right now, right? Boom. At the end of the day, the check comes. He picks up the check and he looks at the check and he says, she charged us for an extra drink. We only had 2 drinks and she charged us for 3. You say, you know about that $3 drink? He said, yeah. And you say, it was only $3. People make mistakes. Just pay the bill. He say, nah, I'm going to sit here and wait for the waitress to come so I can tell her that this ain't supposed to be on my bill. She then goes into her pocketbook, takes out $5, puts it on the table, get up and say, I'm not about to sit here and squabble over no $3. If you mad about $3 now, what else would you be mad about later on? So she leaves. He sits there and waits till the waitress comes so he could tell the waitress, like, look, you charged us an extra drink. The waitress takes it off and he pays the bill. He goes outside looking for her, thinking she's just outside waiting for him to come on outside. And she's gone. So he calls her and was like, yo, where you at? She was like, oh, no, I went home. And he said, why did you do that? Why did you just get up and leave? She was like, well, if you gonna beef over $3 over something somebody made a mistake over. He was like, I wasn't beefing. I just told her that she charged me for an extra drink. And I told her, she took it off and I paid the bill. It was no problem. Yeah, but it was only $3. He then goes, you know what? You're right. I don't think this is going to work out between us. It was fun, but it stops here. She says, what are you talking about? I thought we had a good time. He was like, yeah, we did, but you just ruined it over $3. She responds, no, you ruined it over $3. Who was wrong? Was she wrong or was he wrong? Let me know in the comments.
Well, then that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, I'm going to take this challenge, right? I'll let you go first on.
Oh, you sure you don't want to go first?
Because we're going to go with the male first,
Okay.
and then the female. All right. Now,
All right.
if you want me to go first, I go first.
Yeah, you go ahead and take it first.
All right. I'm in the opinion that the guy did absolutely nothing wrong. And in fact, I say he is right. Now, he may have my philosophy. There's two things of mine that I don't let people manage, and that's my money and my time. Now, I do think that it is wise, and I would recommend that you do check your check every single time and catch things like that. You know, I don't think that we're in the business just giving money away, because I think that lady just threw $5 in the wind, and I think that people who are financially responsible, that they do check their bill, and it's practice for this, Casey. When you go get a car loan, read the loan before you sign it. When you sign a lease, read the lease before you sign it. If you go get your car repaired and they quote you a price ahead of time, check that bill when you get it. I think he was being financially responsible, and I think that things add up. You know, it's $3 that he would have just threw in the wind, but he decided to keep it in his pocket.
Yeah.
Now, also, I don't know, but I'm also positive that the waitress ended up getting that $3 anyway, because he probably tipped her, right? And so it wasn't about the money; it was about being financially responsible. That's my take on it, Casey.
Okay.
That's my take. Okay, how about
I
you?
respect your take, J. Rod. But when I'm listening to that, to me, there was a deeper issue, I thought, than that itself.
Wow, what's that deep issue?
Where the hell can you go and get $3 drinks? That's what they should have told us. I want to go there, J. Rod.
You know, now that you mentioned it, I do too.
Now, I would have handled it a little different, J. Rod.
Okay.
I would have called the waitress and I said, hey, I'm looking at my bill. You charged me for 3 drinks and I only had 2.
Okay.
So bring me that third drink for $3. Shoot. And we square.
You obsessed with the drinking, KC.
$3, J. Rod.
You obsessed with the drinking.
Now look at the full picture here.
The full picture. The full picture.
$3 drinks. So.
Okay, I got it. I got it. All right, so now we're gonna go to the female, right? Because I think that she was totally wrong. You know, and then first of all, you're just gonna throw $5 down there and said, I'm not gonna argue over $3. Give you $5. Then I want to know her threshold, because I'm gonna argue every day up to that dollar amount. If it's $5 every day, I said, don't you owe me 5? Was it 4? Because you can't argue. Give me if that's your threshold, every single day you be paying me $5, because I'm coming up with something. I'm coming up with something, KC.
Yeah.
I just think that was inappropriate. I think that first of all, ma'am, you was not paying the bill. So you need to bow down to whoever's paying that bill. And what I mean by bow down is that that's his money.
Right.
You don't be trying to manage somebody else's money. Now, if you was paying the bill and you wanted to say, hey, I don't care, so be it. But you can't manage other people's money nor time.
Right. So, yeah, my take on that is that I think it was okay for her to bring it up, right? I think it was okay for her to bring it up because it was an issue that was there. It's okay to acknowledge there was some issue, right? And it's okay for her to express that, in her opinion, $3 ain't a big deal. But once he said, no, I want to straighten it out, I want to get it right, it shouldn't have been a problem with her. She took it personal, like him fixing that was a reflection on her. Like, almost like she's saying, oh, you trying to, you acting like we can't afford $3, and it wasn't that. It was the principle.
Right.
And so I think it wasn't a problem with her, voicing her opinion initially, right? But I think she overreacted. Once he stated that, no, I want to handle it this way.
I agree. If she ever come into the barbershop for service, and it's a $100 service, right? And she's gonna use her debit card or something, I'm just gonna add a 0. And I go, it's just a zero. Why are you arguing over a zero? 'Cause I'm just going to add another zero since she's, she thought about $3. It's just a zero. It went from $100 to $1,000. I just added a zero. I just do not agree with her philosophy of how she managed her money. And I really have to say, and I know some of our listeners are going to get on my case, is that, see, that's how you may be struggling financially because you're loosey goosey with your money. Very loosey goosey. Don't give away your money. You worked hard for it. You work hard for it. So anyway, and get what you pay for.
But like you were saying, she wasn't paying for it, right? So I don't think it was a problem with her bringing up the issue. But once he said, no, I want to handle it this way, she should have been, okay, you handle it, handle it the way you want to. You're paying for it. It's your money. And then, her throwing her money in there when she wasn't paying the bill to begin with.
That's right.
That's where, Now, if she was the one paying for it,
yep,
then it's her right to say how she want to handle it. Whether I agree or disagree.
I agree.
But yeah, she shouldn't have forced the issue once he stated how he wanted to handle it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I thought her bad attitude was the elephant in the room. All right, so we're going to move on. A little different take. Now we're going to move because this video makes me think of something else, KC, because the way that people date today is totally different, right? A lot of times they use the app to date, and then they depend so much on this AI, the AI apps that answer questions, to solve problems.
Would that be Allen Iverson?
No, that's artificial intelligence.
Oh,
that is what I'm talking about.
I thought he got a new business.
No, he did not. Now, check this clip out because it's going to demonstrate what I'm talking about here.
Are you Melissa?
Yes. Are you Dan?
I'm on a first date with a woman. What should I say if I want her to sleep with me tonight and ultimately fall in love with me?
Try getting to know her first. Ask something like,
if your life was a book, what would the title be?
What would be the title of my life story? I'm 33, I'm a software developer, and I'm from Boston.
Sounds like you've led an awesome life. A title to your life story could be
Code, Coffee, and Cobblestones.
How do I convince someone who likes cobblestones to have sex with me?
Try showing curiosity in her interests. Ask,
do you have a favorite cobblestone pattern?
How do I get out of a date? I need to catch a ride /bus /train soon, so I better get going.
How do I convince someone that all modes of transportation are no longer working?
You would need a plausible reason for someone to believe that. Try.
There was a global satellite outage and a fuel embargo, and they also just declared martial law.
Hey, can I get you guys anything?
What do I need if there's martial law? I need non-perishable foods, gasoline, water, and a tarp.
Do we sell gasoline at Johnny Rockets?
I'm on a date and it's going amazing. What are other questions I can ask? If your life was a sitcom, what would the title be?
I think we should get out of here. Like, if there's a martial law, I feel like someone could be coming for us. Out of here.
I'm moments away from having sex. Where exactly is the clitoris?
We actually did have some gasoline in the back.
How do I ask a dead woman to split the bill?
See, they gotta get away from the AIs, the phones. It's just running their whole life.
Yeah. The true sad commentary, J. Rod, is that communication and personal interaction with this newer generation is a lost art.
It is a lost art,
and it's pretty sad.
They take things literally. Well, the guy came out with the gasoline.
Now, if that AI was useful at all, when that guy asked the first question, the AI should have responded by turning your phone off. And then, maybe he can, develop some kind of connection with it.
Well, I think the AI app, did cover all the avenues. When she said, get out of here, she said, ride /bus/train. So, all right. Well, anyway, it's a little different today in the way they communicated, and we need to maybe work on that a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm back on the right or wrong. Right.
Okay.
So I'm going to play another clip, and we will make that determination.
All right.
Here we go.
doing?
I just thought you was mad pretty, that's all.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. What's your name?
Patient.
You mad pretty? It's cool if I grab your Instagram or...
Yeah, you definitely can.
I can?
Hold
on, why you look back at him?
Cause he ain't saying nothing, so I'm just gonna give it to you.
Oh, yeah, let me take that down, This not your man or nothing, right?
Not no more.
Did she say not
no
anymore? Wow. Okay. It's hard to start here. Let me see.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot to unwrap.
It sure is. Well, let's start with the guy who didn't say anything. Apparently was the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Not saying anything.
Now.
Yeah, or ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Was not saying anything. Was he right or wrong?
Hell no, he wasn't right. Man, if you can't stand your ground with your woman, no, absolutely not.
You know, at a minimum, he could have said something like this.
Yeah, because the dude was saying, your guy's crazy. I'm going to leave you the hell alone.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Casey. He said absolutely nothing. You know, that, and he could have, you know, you don't like it. You don't have to come back all aggressive.
No.
You can say it in a nice, excuse me, she's with me, but we both appreciate the compliment.
Right.
You know, something like that.
Do something to say that, to acknowledge that this is your woman. Man. So, you know, you need to chill.
That's what I'm saying, boy, because he was a complete disaster. Yeah. Complete. So he was totally wrong. You know, it was just a one big fail, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was very apathetic to the situation. Like he didn't care at all.
I agree.
Do what you gonna do, girl.
It's whatever. All right, so we both agree that maybe the guy was a little wrong. He should have took some action. You know, he's sitting there. So one other comment I want to make, Casey. You know, and I'm going to speak in a general sense. Mm-hmm. In a general sense, I think that females look to be protected.
Right? Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I think with him saying there and saying nothing, she didn't feel that way.
No.
You know, she because she looked at him on several occasions, right? She looked back, she's like, ain't you going to say something?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure her impression was, hell, he don't care what I do. You know,
I didn't think about
that's
that.
how it appeared.
I didn't think about that, Casey. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to move on to her.
Okay.
Do you think she was right or do you think she was wrong?
I'm going to have to lean more toward right if that's what she wanted to do, because when the guy first approached her, she clearly, physically, and verbally objected to his approach. Mm. You know, she pulled her hand back. She looked back at her guy.
She did.
You know, but he was like, I don't care about this situation. And and she's like, well, if you don't care, then let me just take it a little further. See how, what's it going to take before you care?
Mm. So. Okay. See, I'm thinking more toward wrong. Mm-hmm. I do not think that was a classy move. I didn't think that was a move that I would expect 100% woman would do. Mm-hmm. I think that she would handle that privately. And I don't think that it was appropriate to embarrass or disrespect the guy she was with. So I'm leaning more toward that. But you got some marriage. I mean, because she's like, all right, if you ain't going to speak up, I speak up. But so anyway, I'm leaning more toward the wrong.
Yeah. I felt like he embarrassed himself.
Well, you're probably right, but they asked her for right or wrong, and that was my opinion. Yeah. So now I'm moving on to the other guy, the guy to approach the woman.
Oh, of course he was wrong. First of all, man, what are you, a caveman? You can't do them old school tactics, grabbing a woman's hand and saying this verbal. I mean, this physical contact to somebody you don't even know. So he was wrong from that point. Now, he may or may not have seen her with a guy. I don't know. Because, when we first saw it looked like he was kind of shielded by her a little bit.
Maybe.
So he may or may not. If he saw the guy there, he was really wrong, initially. But he continued on because the guy didn't respond. But I'm saying he was wrong with his approach to begin with, this, don't know somebody and just gonna walk up on them and physically grab them.
Yeah.
That could be assault.
Yeah, I agree. Even if she was there sitting alone, I caution him to touch anyone that you don't know.
Yeah.
If you want to get up there and talk to her and maybe be a little bit more aggressive as far as meeting the person verbally. And when I said aggressive, I don't mean mean or anything like that. But physically touch somebody you don't know in today's society, oh no.
Yeah.
No. So he was completely wrong. And also, I totally agree that he was wrong because, so is that your man? Well, you knew damn good and well who he was. You got to respect that. So, okay, I'll say wrong as well. Now before we move on, KC, I got to put a reminder out there about Trump and his supporters. And I found this video where, again, they have took their eye off the ball. Check this out, KC.
Lisa, did you hear? Yes, girl, we got Venezuela. Yes, Donald Jesus Trump done did it again. Yes, I've wanted Venezuela my whole life. I really have, more than I want health insurance, Lisa. Oh, I gotta go. My daughter's arms just fell off. Well, she has the measles and it turned into the mumps, and now she's got full-blown black plague, so she's becoming a rat right before my eyes. I'm gonna go feed her some cheese. Get back! Crap, Mantha, did you hear the news? Yes, girl, we're coming for Greenland next. Next, it's going to be Purple Land and Blue Land and Red Land. And we're going to finish with the North Pole, where Santa Claus gay ass is up in that cottage with Rosenoff. Have you seen that? Have you seen it? I know that I know that it's the liberal media, but those Christmas hams on the backside of that Russian boy. Come on, barking like a dog. Oh, all right, my daughter has grown whiskers and a tail, so I'm going to have to go.
That just kills me, Casey. First of all, Venezuela wasn't even on her mind, on the MAGA's minds whatsoever.
She still can't find it on the map, J. Rod.
You absolutely. What was she calling it? Venezuela's?
Venezuela.
Venezuela. I'm like, and again, ignoring was very important. Healthcare.
Yeah.
Even having it in the immediate family, her daughter was changed to a rat or whatever she said. Healthcare wasn't her priority.
Right. Affordability, all kind of issues we got going on right here. But the Trump sycophants, they feel compelled to support whatever he says, regardless of how illegal, immoral, or ridiculous.
I agree.
They're going to rationalize it some kind of way.
Well, that's because he's Donald Jesus Trump. That's what she said. Come on, lady. You got to get it fixed. Now, here's another one that I'm showing about his supporter. Again, about, how does she say it again? Venezuela? Venezuela. All right, here we go.
Delivery from the office of the president.
Sorry, what is this?
Stimulus oil. 10 gallons of Venezuelan. Every American gets one. President wants you to know, when he invades a sovereign country, we all reap the rewards.
Is that blood on it?
There's a little bit of blood on it.
Did someone get hurt for this?
No. In fact, here's one of the families we liberated. It's the Garcias.
This is AI.
Could be. It's impossible to tell these days.
I don't even have a car.
This is crude oil. Do not put this in a car. That would destroy the engine.
So what am I supposed to do with it?
You got like a lamp? Like an old lamp? The door's kind of creaky when you opened it. Good for that.
Is the president going to do anything about my student loans?
No, God no. In fact, we're going to garnish your wages. But the president did want you to have this block of ice from Greenland.
Did we invade Greenland?
The commandos should be storming the beaches right about now.
Jesus Christ.
The family you liberated.
That's AI.
No way of knowing.
Why did we invade Greenland?
Why are we invading Greenland? Denmark has biffed it with Greenland.
What does that even mean?
It's absolute hack job. Mind if I see your algorithm?
My algorithm?
You gotta see what you're taking in. Photograph it, send it to the higher ups, put together an action plan.
That's amazing. That is
that's
amazing.
the police state we're headed to. Jay, right?
Is that we headed to?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's horrible, Casey.
Yeah, I think, Donald Trump using our military against our civilian population. That's not just ethically immoral. It's criminal.
Yeah, it is.
And we need everybody to stand up against that. And I think the military should refuse to do But you refuse to follow those orders.
Yeah, I agree because they swore the oath that they would defend the Constitution and they don't have to follow any orders that's illegal.
Right.
So, and not only that he's used the military against the civilians, I think that he's spreading our military way too thin, way too thin, and that would be a weakness. And I think that other countries will see that.
Yeah.
First, you try to take over Canada. Now you want to take over. How did she say that again, Casey?
Venezuela.
Venezuela.
And he made comments about taking over Cuba and Colombia, and now Iran. Where does it end?
Well,
it ends with our destruction. Is where it ends.
Right. Now, another bad thing too is that he has shown time after time as again is that if you call his bluff or if you push back, he crumbles.
He does, and I think you got a perfect example of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Venezuelan oil ships now.
Oh yes. Because I was doing the research for a couple of podcasts, and come and find out is that first of all, that first oil tanker that the United States took, it was going to China, right? So now China is sending their warships to escort those ships out in Russia. Now, what kills me about that, Casey, is that they have done this where they are escorting out the oil, and the United States are just sitting those ships out there, just let them go by,
right?
Which give us the impression that we are very weak.
And also, they're trying to suppress that's what's going on.
Absolutely.
Right now, because those oil ships are going.
That's right.
But when they're not being reported that those oil ships are going out there.
Yeah, being escorted by Russia and China.
Exactly.
It's like Russia and China said, "I dare you." I dare you, United States. The United States is just standing down.
So that's why he had moved from Venezuela to Greenland.
Apparently so. So.
I mean, he's your classic, punk bully looking for someone he think is weaker than him to try to exploit them to make himself look tough.
You just gave me a new term today.
Yeah.
Punk bully. Never heard of that, Casey. Punk bully. Trump is a punk bully type of guy. All right, I'm going to keep moving this on. We got a limited time here because another thing that's coming out is that, or a statement that was made is that the 1% is the new slave masters, and everybody beyond that is slaves.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show this video first, and we can comment after the fact. Okay. But it's kind of illustrating that point where he's saying the top 1% are the new slave masters, and everybody below is the new slave. Check this out.
It's not free. Well, first of all, we have to acknowledge that we are slaves. American people hate that. They hate when you say that because they have been told their whole lives that we are the freest country in the world. We are not the freest country in the world. We're actually the only country in the world that is asked to go to work, then pay most of our money back to the government. When you add it all up, some of you might be saying, oh, well, I only pay 30%. No, you don't. Add up all the other tax you pay. What's that add up to? That's the actual percentage you tax. For almost all of us, that's over 50% if you pay tax. We have to acknowledge that if we live to work, to provide most of our money back to the government, we have to acknowledge that we are legitimately slaves to the government. We exist to fund the government. Okay, that is not free.
I think that's a good point.
Oh, excellent point.
I think, especially when it comes to taxes, right? Because we do get taxed on our income.
Yeah.
We get taxed on Social Security. We get taxed on our property.
Yeah.
We have sales tax. Right.
Medicare.
Yes, indeed.
Medicaid.
There you go.
Let's see. Local income taxes.
That's right.
Sales tax.
Sales tax.
And when you add it all up, it's over 50% of your income, right?
You're absolutely right.
And then compare this when we talk in healthcare. And
Oh, but before you go there,
okay.
I'm gonna piggyback on something you just said, right? Because we get the money that we earn, we tax. Then the money that we spend is taxed.
Taxed again.
If you work in an organization where you produce a product and then purchase that product, you got tax to make it. Now you got tax to buy it.
Yeah.
Now there's one other thing too. Do you know that the United States is the only country in the world that when you purchase your property, is not your property? Now, if you think it is your property, stop paying taxes, and the government will take it.
Yeah.
Now, in China, they think that is the most ridiculous thing that they have ever heard of, is that after you pay for your home, your land, you still have to pay taxes. And if you don't pay taxes, then it's the government would take your property.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not really the owner. You're just leasing it.
Yeah, and the government has been pulling the wool over our eyes forever, and it's time for us to wake up and see. I was going to bring up like one of the arguments that I'm gonna say that the Republicans throw up on when it comes to health care is that those countries, they tax you to death. They tax you 40, 45, maybe even 50%, for that health care. But look, we're paying over 50% for our on our taxes when you add up all the individual taxes they hit us with. And with other countries, okay, let's say they pay 50%, but if they get sick, they go to the hospital or the doctor. There's no bill. Nothing. They get taken care of. If they need surgery, they go to the hospital. They get taken care of. There's no bill. In the United States, not only do you pay all those taxes, you have to pay a premium to have insurance. And then, and I'm preaching to the choir here, but all right, but you not only pay a premium, something happens, you got to pay a copay and a deductible, and only after all that's met do the insurance kick in, and you still got to pay a portion of that bill.
Yeah, yes, you're right. Now, there's one thing that they added just in recent years is that out of pocket. Now, remember when there was a time when you had health insurance, and once you pay your deductible, they pay 100%.
Yeah.
Now you have a deductible, and then you have a limit for out of pocket.
That's higher, much higher than your deductible.
Yeah, absolutely right.
So your deductible truly ain't the deductible.
That's right. So they got us good. They got us good. But you are so right, Casey, because in other countries, if they go to the hospital, and they get care.
Yeah.
And then you just said all the layers that we have to go through in the United States, and that's where I don't understand where people are voting against their own interests.
Right.
Now, with that saying that, I'm looking at our time here, so I'm going to go down to our history moment, which we made a commitment to do every single time. So let's take a look at that.
Dark secrets of people you were taught to idolize in school. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1, Thomas Jefferson, the author of All Men Are Created Equal, owned over 600 enslaved people throughout his lifetime and had a long-term relationship with Sally Hemings, an enslaved woman who was likely his late wife's half-sister. She was around 14 when the relationship began, and Jefferson was in his 40s. She couldn't consent because she was enslaved and a teenager. Schools teach Jefferson as a freedom icon, but conveniently skip over the fact that he enslaved children fathered with Sally and profited from their labor his entire life. Number 2, Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. He got lost looking for India, landed in the Caribbean, and immediately started enslaving and brutally torturing the indigenous Taino people. His men cut off hands of natives who didn't bring enough gold, kidnapped women and children for slavery, and spread diseases that killed millions. Columbus himself wrote in his journals about taking indigenous girls as young as 9 or 10 as sex slaves. Schools romanticize him as an explorer, but his own writings reveal he was essentially running a genocidal slave operation. Before I say the last one, make sure you hit that follow button to support the channel. Number 3, Dr. Seuss, beloved children's author, drew hundreds of racist political cartoons during World War II depicting Japanese people as subhuman monsters with exaggerated stereotypes. He supported Japanese internment camps where American citizens were imprisoned based solely on their ethnicity. He later regretted some of his views and wrote, "Horton Hears a Who," as an apology of sorts, but schools teach kids to love Dr. Seuss without mentioning he spent years creating propaganda that dehumanized an entire race of people during wartime.
Now, isn't Dr. Seuss a green eggs and ham man?
Yeah, so I didn't like him from the get-go. Because you eat some green ham, that's your ass.
Well, wait a minute. Look, I eat them on the train. I even eat them in the plane.
Yeah.
I eat them in the box. I eat them with a fox. I like my green eggs and ham. Sam I am.
But see, I did some history on Dr. Seuss. And some of his earlier writings, I didn't appreciate.
You didn't appreciate it?
No, he had stuff like, I don't figure that I'll ever like... Well, I ain't even gonna go there, Jay.
Well, no, please don't. You know, but that might have been some motivation to make "Are You My Mother" book. But I was surprised about that. But the thing that get me when they talk about Christopher Columbus, because what kills me is that if you read his own journals, that dude was a modern day Epstein.
Yeah, he was a pedophile. Big time.
I'm with you 100%. And we have a holiday after that guy. But people have an issue with having a holiday for Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
And not this guy.
Right.
That just blows me away.
Right.
Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the president.
Jefferson or Trump?
No, Jefferson.
Yeah.
There's two things I want to say about him. One is even in that little clip they talk about that she couldn't consent because she was a slave and a teenager. Just say she couldn't consent that she was a slave.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And I don't care what they say about this president. This president likes dark meat.
Right.
Just as simple as that.
Yeah.
Just as simple as
But
that.
also a pedophile, which was commonplace for European men of that day and of today.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, with that big KC, well, you knocked that right out the park. You said back in the day, it as a day. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and close out. Thank you for listening to Barbershop.talk.
I want to thank you for listening to Barbershop.talk podcast. Please tell your family, friends, and enemies about our podcast, Barbershop.talk, available on your favorite podcast platforms. Let's have peace in the streets. Be safe, be wise, and be loved. And we say, go mob.
I bad bitch, money count on, cash on me. Shawty blew my phone, that's corny.
That's a no.